Hi, I'm Sasha, and if you clicked on this video, I know there's some messages that you might need to hear. So in this video, we're going to be talking about self-love and cultivating self-loving habits within yourself, because remember, only you can define your worth. And this is also to anyone who feels like other people have been rude or disrespectful to you. Don't ever let anyone else make you feel like you're not good enough. First, let me talk about childhood, because where does this all stem from? This idea that we're not good enough literally just comes from when we were little. And I mean this because as a baby, you're not born with anything. Babies are born of love. You're born with happiness, and you literally just not a care in the world. But when we get older, we start going to school, we start experiencing family issues, we start experiencing all kinds of different problems, and it's very specific to each person. But one thing that really just sticks out is if you grew up in an environment where your parent or your guardian were not there to listen to you when you were struggling with your emotions, or they weren't there to validate you, like let's say you accomplished something really good and you're like, I'm so happy, I'm so proud of myself, and you just wanted to share this joy with someone that you love, they neglected that, and then they didn't support you, or they didn't show up at your sports games or your dance classes or whatever it is. This is the type of stuff that a child needs support and nurturing, or else you will literally grow up with an avoidant attachment style, which means that the second someone tries to love you or show you that care or show you that support, you're going to push it away. And also it causes insecurities and low self-esteem. Another thing that can cause that is going to school, because all kids come from all kinds of places, all kinds of homes, and some people are just not really taught to be kind when they're little. So if you're dealing with bullying from a young age, that could really affect someone's self-esteem. And sometimes we don't even notice how much other people's words affect us till we grow up and we're carrying these perceptions of ourselves, and we're like, where did this come from? That you're ugly, that you're not good enough. Like, you have to really realize, where did this come from? So the first thing we're going to do is address, where did this situation come from? Was it how I was raised? Was it the way that my parents taught me to be? Was it the way that the kids at school were making fun of me? Or what is it? Break it down. And I understand this can be very, very hurtful to look back on our past and to really look into that, but it's helpful to recognize where these emotions stem from in the first place, because they don't just come from nowhere. And social media in this day and age, there are so many hateful people on the internet. And I'm just going to speak to you because I know that you might need to hear this. What everyone says about you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. You see, people are living in their own head. Everyone grows up in a different environment, in a different place, with a different family, and everyone has their own different perception of life and of you. And if someone is dealing with a lot of insecurities or a lot of self-doubt, and they don't even think they're good enough, why should they try and support you? Have you ever met someone who is successful, who is kind, who is a wonderful person to go out and criticize anybody else? Or it's always the people who are doing the least, who are hurting the most, that hurt the most, because that's all they know. They don't know what it's like to feel loved. They don't know what it's like to feel appreciated. And so please don't take it personally. I'm just going to say this now. I know it's easier said than done, because if that's all you hear, then it's hard to reprogram your mind with that, but it's very much possible, because you are not your childhood, and you are not what those kids at school said about you. You decide who you want to become, and you decide your own worth, because your worth comes from here. It doesn't come from external validation or other people's opinions, because that's not fair to you, right? So let's not take things personally, and let's remember we're all human, we're all individual, and the next time someone comes up to you and says you're not smart enough or you're not doing enough, they are just mirroring. They are struggling on the inside, and honestly, to those types of people, I just pray and wish them well, because I know that what they're feeling, and they're hurting, and they go to bed and they're miserable, and that's not your problem, and that's not my problem, that's not anyone else's problem but theirs. So now let's talk about how we can build self-love and self-confidence within ourselves. So first I want to talk about trust, because this is extremely important. Let's say that you have a friend who you want to meet up with, and every single time you ask this friend, hey, let's get coffee, let's meet up at the beach, let's meet up at the mall, you always set a time. And every single time they either cancel or they show up 2 hours late. What's going to happen is you're more likely going to not trust this friend. So next time you guys make plans, you're going to be like, wow, I know this friend isn't going to show up on time, so why bother? And this is literally what happens to you when you do not make promises to yourself. When you make promises to yourself, you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. And then the second you actually start to do that, you don't follow through and you don't show up for yourself. Or like, I'm going to drink water this many times a week, and you don't do it. And so what happens is you learn to not trust yourself. And if you can't have trust in yourself, how are you supposed to have trust in anyone else, let alone any confidence? Because confidence is all based on trust, right? I'm confident in my abilities to do this. I'm confident in the way that I'm able to show up for myself. That is literally all self-love is about. It's about showing up for yourself. So let's set goals that we can actually achieve, because it's one thing to have like a big dream and like a big passion. You're like, wow, I really want to start a business, or I really want to get into modeling, or I want to have this and this and this, and like big dreams. It's a beautiful thing to think that way, but it's just unrealistic in the moment. And the best way we can achieve those dreams is by setting realistic goals. So I'm going to go back to the gym example. Instead of saying, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, if this is just not something you do on the regular, start small. Okay, I'm going to go once a week for 30 minutes, and then see how many times you can actually continue doing that. And then you literally teach your mind that, okay, I told myself I was going to do it, and I'm going to do it. And so you're building confidence in yourself, and then slowly 2 times a week at the gym, and 3 times a week, and 4 times a week, and you're literally teaching your brain, wow, okay, I can trust myself. Like, I'm doing really well. And I want you to honor your accomplishments, because you probably haven't had anyone in your life. Like, if you're one of those people who are struggling with self-worth, I'm so sorry that no one, or you've had a lack of people to support you with that. So I'm just here to tell you that it's normal, and it's not weird, and it's not cringy, and it's not selfish to literally give yourself a hug and say, I'm so proud of you for getting through the day. I'm so proud of you for doing your work on time. I'm proud of you for showing up to the gym twice this week. You know, give yourself moments where you just appreciate what you've done, because that's how we build self-love. The next thing I want to talk about is going on dates by yourself. How I have found this peace in my life is by spending time alone. It's not by being constantly in crowded areas with people or being constantly with friends, because how are you supposed to get to know yourself and spend time with yourself and see, like, what kind of hobbies am I interested in? Like, what kind of things do I like to do? Where do I want to go? Like, give yourself time and space to just be alone and to just experience life alone. Life will love you the second you allow it to. Okay, because if you're struggling right now with like loving life and just romanticizing everything, think of each day as like a movie and as like an opportunity to begin again. Like in the morning, instead of waking up and just being like, wow, I'm just another day at school, another day at work, I have to wake up, I have to make breakfast, and it's exhausting. Shift the way that you're viewing the day. Okay, and how I did this was by waking up earlier and by setting intentions for myself. And intentions are really important for you to set, because it allows you to have like a routine throughout the day instead of just going about the day and just letting things happen. Because when you do that, it's less motivating and it's less exciting to wake up in the morning. But if you are like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and I'm going to journal in the morning, and I'm just gonna say the things I'm grateful for, because gratitude literally grounds you. Gratitude will change your life. If you just wake up and say, I'm thankful that I'm alive, I'm thankful I have a family, I'm thankful I have people who love me, I'm thankful, you know, that I have clothes, I'm thankful for a good night's sleep. Just say thank you for the things in your life, and it will literally shift your perspective the way that you think. And it'll make you more excited to do things like making breakfast and working out and going to school. Do things that kind of make you love the day a little bit more. Like, for example, for me, like what helped was picking out outfits that I like getting myself together, getting myself ready. I loved romanticizing like my makeup routine in the morning, or like my skincare routine. Listen to some music, listen to some positivity. What you put into your life and the things that you listen to literally create your reality. So if you're constantly listening to sad music and if you're constantly watching sad movies, you are going to feel sad. But if you start listening to music that makes you feel better, some like hype music in the morning, or like some positivity, that will literally change the way that you view the day. Do little things that you love. Incorporate fun into every single day, and change up your days. You know, you don't have to do the same thing all over again. Try different places. Try going to coffee shops alone. Try going to the beach or wherever you live. Like, try little things that are different that help you be more excited to go throughout the day. The next thing I want to talk about is your environment, because this really impacts your life. If you're around people who are toxic, who are negative, who aren't kind to you, but you're sticking around these people because you're comfortable around them or because it's all you've known, let's get uncomfortable with toxicity. Because I know how hard that can be and how ridiculous it can sound for someone who has never experienced like being stuck around toxic people. Because the thing is, from an outside perspective, it looks like, wow, it's so easy. Like they're being mean to you, like why are you friends with them? Or like, why are you sticking around this guy or this girl who's just toxic to you? Well, because you get comfortable in that. Especially if you are a sensitive person, an emotional person like I am, it's easy to just get attached to those things, and it's easy to just feel like make up excuses for people like, oh, they're only disrespecting me because they're going through something, or these people, like if I leave them, I won't have any other friends. No, we're not doing this anymore. We are not sticking around toxic people because it's comfortable. Because someone who's mean and unkind isn't someone you want in your life, okay? We want healthy friendships, we want healthy relationships, we want an environment where we feel welcome and safe. Because your cortisol levels will literally go up around people who you're not like meant to be around. If you notice that like you literally feel uncomfortable and stressed around people, like if your body literally just has like these moments where you're just like, I'm uncomfortable around these people, leave that environment. Leave and do not look back. Because if you come from a lack mindset where you think, but if I leave them, I won't have anyone. But if I leave these people, I won't have anyone. Listen, leave and watch what kind of beautiful souls are going to walk into your life. The second you cut it out, the second you cut out the toxicity, your blessings will come in like this. Like literally, your life will change overnight the minute you cut off people who are draining your energy, because they are literally energy vampires. There's people who will literally take your kindness and take advantage of it. And there's going to be people who you come across who are literally going to look at you and you're just going to feel their negative energy and you're not going to feel bad about yourself the rest of the day. We do not want that. We want to feel happy. We want to feel like appreciated. So please just walk away and just let life, like literally let God bless you with the right people. And I know that's like hard at first because you're like, oh, but like I don't want to leave. And this is your sign. Be strong enough and just walk away because the right people will find you. Another way to really just get close to yourself is to try a new hobby. For me, I had no idea how much I loved sitting in front of a camera and like giving advice to people, and I started posting TikTok videos recently, and I realized like how happy it makes me to like encourage others and make people feel a little bit more loved, and it's just something I'm passionate about. And I just found this hobby and I'm like, wow, this is like really wonderful. Try to go to a pottery place, try a new sport, try going outside, try going for a run, try things that are different and that are unique and that are out of your comfort zone. And the more you put yourself out of the comfort zone, the more confidence you build and the more self-love you build. The last thing I want to just say is you are not their words, okay? You are not what anyone says about you. There's going to be so many people who are going to try to bring you down in this lifetime. There's going to be people who you will come across at work that are going to be difficult, at school, your friends. There's going to be people who are just going to look at you and just not see your value. But that's not your job. Your job isn't for them to see your value, it's for you to see your value. Because the fact of the matter is you get to decide your own worth. You can wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I've gone through so much in my life and I still show up for myself. I still give love to people no matter how many times my heart has been broken. I still continue to put in effort and be productive and to go to the gym and to do schoolwork. And these are the types of things that you need to give yourself grace and appreciation for, because I feel like you don't do it enough. Please literally give yourself that love that your inner child needs. Give yourself that kindness that your inner child needs. And I never want you to feel bad. I know someone needs to hear this. If you ever gave someone love and you're like, I just am embarrassed. I feel like, why was I wasting so much time around this person or around these friends or around this environment? Like I literally didn't want to give up. Let's shift your perspective. You are a beautiful soul, okay? You are a wonderful soul. You are extremely kind, you are empathetic, you're compassionate, and it just shows how much love you have to give to the world, and I think that's a beautiful thing. And never let anyone make you feel like it's a bad thing to love them, because at the end of the day, that person probably needed that love, and you should just be grateful that God put you guys together and that you were able to exchange lessons and exchange love, because it's never a waste, and it will come back to you multiplied. Blessings are on the way to you. The minute you cut out toxicity from your life, the minute you walk away from environments that are not serving you, the minute you decide to step up and say, I need to get back to home to myself. I need to come home to myself. I need to start taking care of myself. I need to start setting goals and intentions that help me feel better. The second that you're like, wow, I'm about to get really serious with my life, is the second that blessings come into your life. And I want you to really just keep your standards high with everyone in your life and everything in your life. Do not ever lower them for anyone. If you have certain values, yeah, you might be a little bit lonely for a little bit. You might not have 10,000 friends, but that's not what life's about. Honestly, all you need is like 2 or 3 really good, trusting friends that you can open up to, that can be there for you, because you are so deserving of that, okay? You are deserving of love. You're deserving of joy. You're deserving of good opportunities, and all these things all these doors are going to open for you, okay? You are so incredibly loved. You are so loved. There's so many people who love you who don't even say it. There's people who come across you and you're like, wow, this person's so beautiful inside and out. And I never want you to feel bad about yourself or let anyone else define your worth. Please set intentions for yourself, set goals for yourself, continue showing up for yourself, and everything's going to be okay. I hope this video was able to just encourage you and bring you some love and positivity. If you're ever feeling low about your self-worth, remember, you're the only one who can define it. You're the only one who can look in the mirror and say, you're incredible, you're beautiful, you're smart. Continue to do and cultivate habits that make you feel better, and don't listen to anyone else's false perceptions of you. Bye. I hope you have a beautiful day.